Yo people, how's it going? It's OXSN. I'm shooting a video today and I've got a vague outline of what I want to talk about. It's a general holistic update, and if anything, actually this will probably be somewhat like one of my last videos, in a weird way. That's not really true, obviously, that sounds a bit unexpected, if any of you follow me a lot. But what I mean is like, I can feel an internal transformation, and I've always only like had this, where it's like, it's kind of odd. Like, it's really weird how how much I transform inside rather than outside. I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, maybe it's a balance. Um, but it's crazy because like I beat myself over the head about this personal development shit all the time. But my personality is like always radically, absolutely transforming in most ways, and that continues to happen basically. But anyway, what I mean by last video is I'm kind of trying to ghost in a way, and like that's ironic because I'm here talking now. But anyway, I'm trying to fuck off basically because I'm entering like a new phase of my life, and I want to like, I don't know why the fuck, it's because I always do these updates anyway, and like when I have my whole life like held up, like especially when I've been going through it, I want to kind of almost like state progress or a shift in my mentality potentially, because like a lot of my friends, like they watch me, they care about me, they want me to improve, and like I know that talk, like this is what I realize, is all this talk is just so castles in the sky. Like all of it. Obviously. It's still relevant though, kind of, because it's not just castles in the sky, because that's like saying Hamza is castles in the sky. Like, or anybody. Any personal development, anybody is castles in the sky. But the thing is, I can still talk about like psychedelics, I can still like do trip reports and stuff, so it's still valid. But half the time I'm just sitting here contemplating. That's what I realized, that it's similar to Leo Gura. I think I got inspiration from. It's like almost like a guided contemplation where I just literally just speak my mind, because I care about a lot of these concepts and ideas and philosophical kind of investigation. So I just kind of like speak my mind into the fucking camera. And also, no, acknowledge that I never actually, what I'm doing today and what I'm doing with these videos and these updates consistently is not really inherently what I set out and planned to do. So if my presence can be somewhat confusing on the internet, fair play. But it's like I started this years ago, and it has transformed so much, and I've just continued doing updates regardless of where I am in life. I would just give like a honest perspective update, which is basically what I'm doing today, I guess. Which I want to kind of distance myself from to an extent of like trying to like create more privacy over time. To an extent, because yeah, this is a big facet. As I was very ignorant to, I was quite like a fool in a lot of ways, where I had this kind of demeanor of like being so friendly to people. And I was super psychedelically activated for years and years, and this is a big of that was obviously the main culprit for like the main biggest internal shift. And then I think potentially like that neuroplasticity has like altered just fucking my brain. Like if psilocybin rewires the brain, like I intuitively did loads of them because it was just like I have this like chemistry lab in my brain these days where it's like I don't know, it's the way that my brain like interacts with substances is mad, because like the way that how many shrooms I've done, like just weird things. And it kind of does tales of what I want to talk about, is like things about like a weed addiction, for example, um what weed does to me, uh and my experience with having recently had quite an intense addiction to that, so that I can recover from my fake orange juice. I hope I can stay on topic. I'm going to try my best. It's not premeditated or nothing, so you don't have to watch it, but whatever. I'm just giving a fucking update. Anyway, let me hurry the fuck up because I'm taking long. I always take long. Anyway, what the fuck am I on about? Before I come in here, I randomly just got quite a lot of insights and this kind of direction and general motivation to speak on a general update, and to an extent, a lot of what I'm going through a bit as well, where it's like Yeah, excuse me if I struggle to stay on the fucking topic, but it's is it even worth speaking about? You see, anymore. One thing, I'm just gonna start anyway. I'm just gonna splurge loads of shit out. I don't even care today. One thing I notice is, so yeah, I had a major psychedelic activation. I done like 150 heroic doses, just about something like that. I don't really know. Just ish, like big doses. Like sometimes I done 7 dried grams or 12 dried grams, and it's not an ego thing. But this is what I want to speak about today, because a lot of that shit completely blew my fucking head off for a long time. And there are serious warnings around psychedelics, and I'm like a prime example of kind of the foolish pitfalls of like overdoing psychedelics, especially when you're young. That as well, doing so many psychedelics, like, and I'm not trying to talk about just me, I guess, like, because I understand when I'm talking about me, I'm not just like just talking about me. A lot of it is because it's my channel, and then my channel is also interconnected with the community and the life purpose and the people who I'm inspired by. And also, I could be talking for other people who are potentially going through the same thing, so maybe you can learn from me if you're a human also, and you're interested in psychedelics potentially, or just anything. Like, that's, I don't have to explain that. It's just learn from your peers, experience, etc. Are allowed to share what I want. Anyway, whatever the fuck. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm allowed to share what I want as long as it's in alignment with the Most High. If that exists, and if that isn't just some propaganda. I'm joking, maybe. Weird. I'm not. I know that God is real, but I'm also like weirdly on the fence about a lot of these ideas. I've become radically skeptical about a lot of people that I used to entertain. I was gonna say anyway a second ago. Sorry. So like, yeah. So I done loads of psychedelic shrooms in the midst of like my maturing process. It shouldn't really matter. And also, I want to make this clear, because I realize I do not want to shit on the shrooms. I wanted to make this very fucking clear from the get go. Like, basically, like, I took the shrooms, I had the awakening, and then like many different facets and dimensions to the awakening. And at one point at the start, I was quite naive in some ways as well. That's the thing, it's a mixed bag, because you understand that when you get a radical insight or a download or a revelation or something, it's like, yeah, you may have that, but it doesn't mean you have everything else. Like, understand that it is standalone. It's like, you can have insights, yeah, but like, that's just one insight. And it's like, don't forget it, write it down, and like, turn it over in your mind and like contemplate it maybe, and like integrate it. But what I mean is like, just because you have an insight doesn't mean you are the insight and that you completely get it. Like, you just glimpse something that is true, and you have to be ready for it, and don't weaponize it inherently. But I don't know, I end up telling everyone they're brainwashed, kind of like, with like, because like, I didn't know that this was Matrix orange juice before my awakening, shit like that. I got like extra sensory perception, I swear, from the shrooms, and now I can like feel everything so much more, and it's quite tough actually to be like that. It's like a sensitivity though, but like perhaps masculinity can overcome that, and a lot of it's my fault anyway, because I'm drinking Matrix orange juice. Anyway, the fuck am I saying? Yeah, I don't want to shit on the mushrooms. So like, I took bare mushrooms, yeah, and I woke up, yeah, and then like, the thing is like, the programs and the NPCs don't want to hear about awakening, and like neither did I at one point, because the ego depends on not awakening in a way, and it's weird, like, because I would never ever want to repeat anything that isn't true. Really get that, because I felt this earlier. It's like, if I've been brainwashed by some like bullshit Talmudic eyes, and it's like some Babylon, like, you know, propaganda got you all thinking that you're reaching high when you never seen the sky. Um, They got you thinking this book is so heaven sent. Meanwhile, Jesus is burning eternally in some excrement. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're enemy number one to these international Jews. Sorry. Where basically, like, I kind of was immature when I was doing the shrooms. I ignored the warnings, and they kind of fucked me up a little bit in a way. I did get a lot of authentic insights at the same time, though, but they made me unstable. I couldn't really handle the energies, and it was a complete rebirth. I had the worst trips you could ever fathom. I promise. Don't touch me, bro. You have no idea what I see in the spiral realm, bro. Don't get me started. I think if you trip deep enough, the trip never really ends. That's how it goes. Like, it should be like that in a way. Like, maybe, well, no, I'm no good example because I was so young and immature. That was the thing, in a way. And they made me think I was an absolute fucking genius, which I am, but I'm also an idiot at the same time. Like, it's like just two sides to that coin. It's like you are also a genius, but you're also probably a fucking retard in a lot of ways also, and you may have to learn the hard way. But everybody's like that, I think. But where like everyone has golden facets, but also other people, like, it's pros and cons. We all shine and we have particular gifts, which and you can design your life in such a way where your gifts are 90% of your time, and you're like, you know, you don't have to engage with the things you're not good with, I guess. I don't know. Fuck knows. Anyway, I'm just chatting shit. Maybe not everyone is inherently like that. But anyway, I rate shrooms. I advocate shrooms kind of. It's kind of tricky to put in black and white terms because they say my life 100%. Like, and I want to do service to them basically, but what I'm saying is, like, I kind of fucked up with them, and I don't want to give shrooms a bad rep. Where I can talk on here and say, oh, the shroom, like, I've done so many shrooms when I was so young, and it's like, and a lot of my family will be like, I told you them shrooms were fucking you up, and then they blame the shrooms, and then the shrooms get a bad rep. Were the shrooms fucking me up? Like, obviously, but like not really. Like, in terms of, like, it's a very hard question because it depends what culture you're inside of. And to just decondition and disassimilate from like all cultural conditioning with one inhale is rather profound. Also, people are brainwashed, people are propagandized, they have different views. I think there's this paradox of mass psychosis where those who get deemed mentally ill are actually sane in a sick society to an extent. Again, it's not black and white. But yeah, so they did fuck me up, but it was my fault because I was a devil. Anyway, I was a prick anyway, basically. Like, whatever. I didn't use them properly. I didn't follow the warnings. I was immature. Oh, I'm just gonna do a part 2 to this video. Check it out. I'll leave it linked in the description. I feel like I kind of fucked this video up. This will just be a bonus thing. Whatever the fuck. I don't know. Let me do another one. Probably. Oh, I don't know. Fuck that. Look. Just, I don't know, bro. What's the point in building all these castles in the sky, man? I don't even know how I'm dumb. Anyway, look. Shrooms are the holy grail and that, and a personal development, mass awakening, revolution, and like I don't give a fuck. I know like I got this infinite wellspring in my mind that I need to channel, and that's what it is. And there's this block between who I am right now and who I'm supposed to be. I know that's true. I don't really care. Like, I get it. I know maybe like again, how do I know? Everything's divine. Everything's how it's supposed to be. How do I verify that? I already have many times, but it's like that existentialism is just like such a fucking cognitive time sink. And I'm done with being so fucking cognitive, is what I was thinking. I was saying the other day on Instagram Live, it's fucking... I'm done with this shit. I'm trying to change now. This weed is getting in the way a bit. Yeah. I've had like, that's what I was saying, like, I had crazy weed addiction recently. It was a complete hijack. It's still here now, to be honest. I'm over it now. I'm getting over it right now. But it's just crazy, to be honest. The shrooms kind of messed me up, yeah, and they made me kind of stop working, in a way. I can't lie. Like, it was tough. It, Also, the coffee, the caffeine, I'm really trying to drop that. Because I can't believe how powerful that stuff is. And what it does to your body as well. It depends what you're drinking, but I've been on this like organic freeze-dried. Well, most of the time organic. Honestly, like, yeah, I don't know. I started this channel, yeah, and I was doing a lot of meditation, a lot of shrooms, a lot of awakening shit. And when I had my like major breakthroughs, I think they made me kind of shut down. Like the psychedelics kind of like I noticed. I thought to myself earlier, I've been avoiding meditation for a while, for a long while, and it seems like my mind was probably like disassociating, like blocking out life. Because it was tough, to be honest. Like the psychedelics made me kind of lose the plot. And then, like, I don't think my dad really wanted anything to do with me after that because he just thought I was fucking mad. But, like, the thing is, I was awakening as well. Like, it was legit. Like, and everyone's brainwashed anyway. And, no one knows shit, fam. I'm on this information revolution wavelength, like, the intellectual stuff, fam. And most people don't even fucking think or do any research at all, fam. They just accept the system and just fucking run around for the cheese in a rat race, and fucking they just conform, fam. They just get in line. No one thinks for themselves, bro, because they've been fucking hijacked by the New World Order, fam. That's fucking why. I also know, like, because a lot of why I done my channel a lot is because I was actually like super depressed when I began it, and I didn't really feel like I had anything to lose. And I basically the whole time I've been like really, really fighting with my depression and my demons. Like these days, it's still kind of basically non-stop in a way. Like I got this battle, I can't lie, and I deserve it probably. Sure, I should do more. I should do better. Stemming from like a Hamza kind of masculine approach. Um, but yeah, I don't know. See, because that's the thing. It's like, will I behave like? Because the depression makes me shut down, or does the shutdown do the depression? It's like a paradox, strange loop thing where it's like, are you like low vibe because you're depressed, or are you depressed because you're low vibe? Like, do you not love yourself and make bad decisions and disrespect yourself because of your depression? Or do you feel depressed because of how you don't love yourself and disrespect yourself? I think I got an insight the other night of like, I thought about this kind of thing. Whenever I get these weird, strange loop paradox things, I always think if there's a side where your free will, can take reign over it, that is how you actually break the paradox. Where it's like, one of them you're a victim to, and the other option you're not. One option you're causing it, and the other option is being caused. It's like life. People get bitter because life can be bitter. So it's like, in a way, so it's like, do people become bitter because life is bitter? But then life is bitter because they're bitter, you see? Because bitter people have a bitter life experience, because that's just the nature of karma and stuff, where it's like, you know, we shall know them by their fruits type thing, where it's like, if you're trying to figure out how much of my mind is mind control, how much of it is actually like legitimately intrinsic. Like what I mean is just, if like, you know, the more that you give, the more that you take. So if you're a prick, life will reflect negatively to you, right? But people are often only a prick because of their trauma. So life was a prick to them, therefore it makes them a prick, and they pass down pain in a way. But intuitively, yeah, like when I do a bad thing, I get bad karma. Life reflects negative energy to me. When I do good, it seems to do the opposite, and that's karma. And you see, so yeah, so it's one of those strange loop paradox things. I don't know whether the fuck I'm bringing it up. I was just for the sake of it. But then it's like, so it's like, do you blame life or do you blame yourself? I think if you blame life, you're a victim. If you blame yourself, you can change. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility, I think. That's how it is. So yeah, like life is a cunt, and it can make you a bit of a cunt. But people get negative because they have a negative experience of life. But then it ends up really being, like, did they bring all the negativity onto themselves by being a devil? That's what you got to ask. Because I asked myself, was I a devil when I was younger? Because that's what I mean. I reflect, like, I used to like kind of like bully some kid when I was in primary school a bit with like some of my friends, something like that, or like, or rob someone and sell them some fake weed when I was younger. And then it's like, and then when someone does it to me, I have the audacity to fucking play the victim, when actually, you know, when it is in my favor, I don't give a fuck. But when it ain't in my favor, all of a sudden I'm crying about it. It's just the self-bias, which doesn't really make any sense. Might explain a lot of the evil we see in the world. Unconsciousness. But you see, but the thing is, I kind of like, when I think about how fucked up society is and how fucked my childhood was, it's like, yeah, no wonder I was probably a bit of a prick to people, because it's like I was literally like traumatized. And like, that's what I mean when I see like what happens to people in this realm. I'm like, fucking hell. you know how you get, because they say like how school shooters somewhat like are a manifestation of like unfairness of society, which sounds kind of silly in a way, but it's like what it, or like even suicidal statistic is, it's like a, you know, what makes people do that, especially when they're so young. And we raise questions about the problems in society, and we're creating monsters. Monster factory. Don't know, bro. Weird mood today, you know, I guess. I really just want to come on here and switch up the whole scene and get hench and show you my eco village, new Earth actualization. I look so weird these days. What the fuck was I on about? Sorry. I'm sorry that I spiral off and I forget what I'm on about, yeah. This is the problem, this part of the problem. And this video, doing these talks, is the problem as well. I need to get the fuck off of here. I was about to fucking... I thought about doing this. It's like, what I need to do... Maybe this will be the first one. Maybe I'll do it. I'll start doing it more. It's basically, the problem is me chatting shit sat here. Building castles in the sky. I can't remember what the fuck I was going to say, but does it matter? In a way. It like, it's good, don't get me wrong. It's like... But it was like the philosophy and the psychedelics and the isolation. It's just like... I'm so mind. Like, I've been trapped in my mind. I'm like literally a mentalist. And it's like, I feel like this whole like calling to potentially step into my like, well, somewhat I might integrate no mind teachings. I feel a calling to do that because I can work a lot more in the present moment as well. I don't need to think about stuff. But basically, I think I traumatized myself and shocked myself with the shrooms, and then I shut down really hard. And I think like it's like my nervous system was really scared to like come online or something. Well, it's probably like disassociated, which is kind of a strange realization. But again, it's just more castles in the sky, right? So basically, how can I like transmute like where like look, if I can almost be devotional to the Most High, so to speak, and the highest good, as I'm so passionate about being. If I can just, for some reason, I still need to make the cognitive connection. Like, I don't know why I'm trapped in my mind. I'm like, oh, if I can connect, like, how putting in that devotional work in the physical realm is for the Most High, then I'll do it. It's like, I'm always trying to figure reality out before I do it. It's like my mind has been in my way the whole time. In a way. It's like, I need to know why I exist before I move for some fucking shit, because I've done so many shrooms, I just couldn't, like, understand why I existed. They fucked me up. I can't believe I did so many shrooms. But I was literally 16 when I started doing them. And I'm 21 now. Like, coming on 22 is fucking weird. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm only just like barely an adult though, that to be fair. It's a weird feeling. I feel it coming online. But that's what I mean. I'd done like the shrooms when I was so young, and it was like an acid and loads of weed. And it's like I completely blew my mind to pieces. But like I felt a calling to do it. Like I was following Conor Murphy, for fuck's sake. Like I saw what happened to him and I knew that I could basically do that to myself, and I'm here. This was basically the goal. The goal, I'm telling you, I realized that I could do that with the psychedelics. So I did. I did like as many as I fucking could, quickly as possible. And like it was so weird why I'd done it like that. But it was like a devotional thing. But it almost like fucking took my fucking life nearly. I literally like like it's like karmic reckoning, for fuck's sake. But also, I was so wanting to know like the nature of reality. I was so trying to like go back to source and shit. And I was so depressed existentially. It made me be willing to do anything to find the answers, and that was like the only kind of potential. It was fun anyway. In a way, I guess. I mean, if you could say that, it was also horrific. I can't even remember most of it at all at this point. But yeah, basically what I was trying to do is awaken myself into this kind of spiritual psychosis, new cognition. And I did that, where it's like you can basically completely transform reality by completely transforming your mind. And that's what I did. Like, I filled it with all sorts of like really trippy, crazy ideas, contemplative and philosophical ideas and existential questions. And I've done loads of psychedelics. I listen to all these lectures and podcasts all the time, doing loads of breath work, changing my diet. And like, I literally just like shot myself and shattered myself to pieces. And I kind of did that on purpose, because I like, even though it hurt me and I kind of feel a bit damaged now, but what it's done is it's like really unlocked like my mind. And yeah, my brain is like, I'm so overly cognitive. I'm happy that I done that. It's like years of training of like, I didn't even think about that. It's like all that tough contemplation actually is probably given me like a gift. Like, it's almost a blessing in disguise that I went through so many tough years, because it's like, it's a cool way to see it like that. And I hope that's the universe's plan, because it's like, yeah, my language, yeah, listening to all them podcasts and lectures while tripping so much, it's crazy. Meeting people, talking with them, writing lyrics, listening to conscious lyrics, like the conscious rapper community. That's my group there, my boys and girls. That's my team. I also did never want to turn back. I never ever wanted to go back to NPC world, where I knew that I was assimilated into the Matrix. I was just waking up, and I took like as many shrooms as possible, so that I would like. I basically I went off the deep end, and I tried to keep pushing myself off the deep end, so that I would basically rig my personality to be forever transformable, and to have my mind to be like forever opened, because I just forced it open with overloading it with too many magic mushrooms. And I feel that. And when I speak about it, it helps me recognize it and feel it. Yeah. But hey, let's talk about, to wrap up the video somewhat. I mean, a bit of a vague, weird, slow video. I'm basically just trying to give myself a kick at the ass. I'm trying to transform. I'm gonna get there. This demiurge realm is tough. But I want to get like ultra rich and like retire my family and sort my back out so I don't have to do this anymore. Stop talking here. Being this philosophical, cognitive guy who's just super cognition geezer. Like, the cognito hazard thing is my logo, yeah, and that is literally information that you can encounter that can be potentially dangerous but can also save your life. It's like, if I say, how do you know you're not dreaming? Or what if there's AI assimilation nanotechnology in the chemtrails? Or something like this. Or there's fluoride in the water. And it's these ideas that once they get into your mind, they can fuck with your reality and stuff like that. And I identify with that logo, and I've said that for a while. And I recently realised how much that even proves again that I'm just like this overly cognitive thinking person. And I want to break out of that, because I'm feeling a really large calling to step into masculinity and my higher self in general. And And like I said, I've been listening to a lot more Hamza Ahmed on YouTube. But I'm also just generally feeling a super large calling to step into my higher self in general. Like, where basically I feel this block that's come up recently for the past 2 weeks or so, as I've certainly evolved since staying with Quintessence MC, especially for a while. It's basically like there's this blockage where I know I can get it out of me. I need to do breath work, I need to do bare exercise, I need to fuck off my phone, I need to meditate like fuck, and I need to detox from coffee. I need to get a good few meals in me, and I need to like get testosterone pumped and like kick the fuck out of a punching bag or some shit. And like I'll unlock this new level of my demeanor. My demeanor is blocked because I've jammed myself up with shrooms and I'm just lagging. And too much coffee, too much weed, and too much mental breakdown. But I don't like. It's hard because society like don't fucking because the only reason why I have mental troubles partly is because society is fucked. It's like the psych ward will come and put someone in a psych ward, but like some of them man are only losing their plot because of these man patrolling out here doing shit like that. Like the same man putting me in a psych ward is the same man getting a COVID jab and wearing a fucking COVID mask. So it's like you're why I'm losing the plot. It's because this place is fucking thick, bro, and you're all fucking traumatized and disassociated, and you don't understand the fucking levels of paradox and self-deception in this fucking place, fam. Like no one gets it, fam. You've all been hijacked by fucking parasitical archons, bro. Don't get me started, man. None of you've got no idea, bro. You're all zombots, bro. You ain't even fucking had telepathy before. Don't talk to me. Sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, I'll end it anyway. The other day I was telling my mate about this. So, on my 12 dried gram shroom trip, I'll tell you some of the facets that I know how I was fucked up. You know how I said at the start, I said when I was doing all this shroom abuse, I didn't know about... I was immature and I kind of got entity attachment, so I ended up fucking myself up a bit because I thought everyone was my friend. I had this overly friendly demeanor. Like there's this old video I found. I was on like 6 grams of shrooms on Instagram Live, and some random like guy I don't even know that well, man. Like, and he used to fucking sell like crack and heroin and shit, like some road man. Joined my Instagram Live. I don't know why I would let him in there because it's like I don't know why am I talking to whoever while I'm on 6 grams of shrooms on Instagram Live. Like maybe I don't need to deep it inherently, but what I mean is I would do shit like take shrooms and then go out to town on the bus. Well, I took 12 tabs of LSD on a bus at once, and I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story because it's not, I don't like remembering it, right? All right, next. So once I took 12 dried grams of magic mushrooms and smoked some weed at once in one sitting. I was going to eat a ½ ounce of Liberty Cap psilocybin magic mushrooms, but I did not. I took 12 grams, dried grams, and I went out, and yeah, like basically I forgot that I basically just died, and like, so I mean, one thing I've done on a few shroom trips, which is not a good thing, and here's a word of warning for those who are getting into it: just don't message people until you come down. Don't send bare voice notes to people about some drama shit that might kick shit off. Don't talk about what she said to fucking he said behind her back or some bullshit while you're tripping. Don't be on the fucking 4 or 5G fucking talking shit. I sent my dad like bare voice notes like about all this drama in the past and all this trauma beef and shit while I was on 12 grams of shrooms. And I walked away from that, and I was outside in nature, like just completely fucking off my head. And I was like thinking about how, like, well, I'm basically imagining that my dad is on the receiving end of this conversation. And I was like, and then I thought about the solipsism thing for the first time while I was so trippy. Basically, what I mean is like, I am, like, how do I know that my dad actually exists and that I'm not dreaming? When I thought that, everything fucking died, basically. Like, it's like I was talking to my dad and like sending all these voice notes like as if he was real, and maybe he is, maybe I am him behind his eyes or whatever. I don't know what's real anymore really. But it's like I am like, you know, I believe that someone is on the receiving end of an interaction, like, and then I thought about how I could never know that, and then for some reason I put on a Leo Gura fucking solipsism episode. At one point I put on an Alan Watts episode about man is a hoax, and I was literally teleporting around and in time loops, and I was like literally lost as fuck. And I was skipping and jumping timelines, and I was about to teleport back to the source any second now. Any second, like, it's all gonna delete. You know, in the spiral realm, fucking grounding or just walking around with shorts on, and I was so far gone at this point where, like, basically, yeah, there was a no self solipsism breakthrough. Of pure synchronicity where the world like became my body, and I was literally like astral traveling and shit. Like, yeah, I nearly astral traveled to some beach, but basically I forgot that I didn't forget. I ended up going home, but I did not know that I had gone home. And my mother was home. And this is what I was saying about how immature and stupid I was. It's like, I got home, and my mum was like, because I'd been like sending like screenshots and fucking screen recordings of like mad shit, of all these conversations and stuff I'd be sending to my dad. I sent it to my mum, all these screen recordings, and I come through the door off my head on these shrooms, and she was like going mad at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't like the shrooms, you know that. And I was like, I didn't even know what was happening because I was literally so far gone, and I was like, oh, I just thought I like can go upstairs maybe. And then she like seemed to disarm her demeanor because she could see how far gone I was. And yeah, I ended up saying to her, I was so far gone. I was like I couldn't even talk to her. She could barely talk to me. I couldn't really understand what she was saying. Yeah, I said something about happiness being promised in the future and shit. I don't know, it was so stupid. And basically I had completely blown the whole dream apart. The play was over. That's what happened in my experience, as far as I was aware. Like, no self admitted, like God admitted to itself that it was itself, and that everything like reunified, and the play was over basically, and everything was completely imaginary. And it was so obvious because I had broken through into this absolute truth. And I said to my mum, what's the difference between like me and you, like energetically right now? Like, where I said, what is other? Like, where can you draw the line between self and other? Like, me and you stood here right now, this energy sense perception. What is other? And I was like, we are literally the same thing. I was like, do you get that? I was like, we are literally the universe, like looking at the universe, through the universe type vibes. And I hugged her at one point because she was like still going mad at me, and I was like, there's no point in talking, there's nothing to say, everything's already done, like. And I was in shock at what was happening. I hugged my mum and I was like, no, like, in terms of like, it was insane what was happening. And I've met this absolute truth many times, and it kind of scares me for some reason, where like, yeah, there's this weird feeling that happens when I seem to be like communicating with God, where like even visually everything seems to light up as if I'm on a psychedelic or something, when I'm not half the time. Yeah, I've definitely had it when I'm not on a psychedelic. I know that for sure. Not as intensely, I guess, but shrooms normally do it. Well, more and more over time, as I've like, my awakenings become more solipsistic over time, in terms of like, that seems to be a more evolved form of awakening, I find, compared to some of the more premature versions. But anyway, yeah, it's a mad trip report. I have to go into it more in the future, and I realised like I spoke this whole trip report like somewhat to a friend recently, and I think that it could probably make me less enthusiastic about speaking about it. I've had a weird energy today while I've been speaking. I don't know why. But fucking yeah, it was mad. And I went upstairs and this was the peak breakthrough. It's basically I was laying down and my phone wasn't even playing nothing at all. And I was laying in bed and I was basically astral traveling to a beach. I could like basically I had like a sleep meditation on my computer and it was like saying like, wow, no, I don't know, it might have been at a different point, but like no, it was just the like ocean sounds, and I could basically feel the ocean around me. It felt like I was basically there, um, and I was listening to this meditation, like sounds as if I was on a beach, and then it like made me feel like I was actually there. And I felt like I was basically. But yeah, the peak breakthrough was basically my phone was just led there, and then like out of nowhere, it started playing in the middle of this random song, which I don't even know. Like I didn't know that well at the time. I only vaguely know it. I don't really like the artist because she's just Matrix as fuck. But it just went. My phone literally just out of nowhere while I was laying there, literally blowing, just rolling, tossing and turning in bed, just going finally, 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 finally. My phone went. I had a dream. I got everything I wanted. Now what you think? And if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare. And like it's this tune called like Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, and it was like an instant download about like I had a dream, I got everything I wanted, because I'm dreaming that I've got everything I wanted, even though it's shit sometimes. But the only time it's shit is when I'm trying to survive as a finite ego. That is the definition of bad and evil, is when something is opposing your survival. So it's like notice like how like everything is just like infinite consciousness of like infinite love basically, even though it's kind of like also the demiurge prison. But I don't know, that my phone literally played a tune. I'm telling you, this was insane when this happened to me. I was like, this was confirmation of God. I've been looking to prove that God is real for a long time, and this was the breakthrough. This was the peak breakthrough. I'm telling you, you can see it in my eyes when I'm fucking telling you. I'm not joking about this. Laying in bed, and my phone literally played a tune out of nowhere, fam, by itself. It was on the other side of the room. My phone literally just randomly started playing this tune at the drop. It didn't play the intro piano fucking instrumental for ages. Nah, it played it at the drop, a tune I don't even listen to, fam, and I knew exactly what the fuck happened, bro. Don't even tell me. I've spoke about it before, and it's like literally it was like it was like quantum physics shit. It was literally my phone played something to me, and like I've had it before. This with this solipsism fucking awakening shit. It's like I had this torch. I'll turn it on. Yeah, it's on, and then it turns itself off. But I felt like I was turning it off because like there's no separation or some fucking mad shit, and that is exactly how synchronicity is possible. Is because the whole thing is happening within one mind, one brain, kind of, so to speak, even from a scientific paradigm. If you were colorblind, the external quote unquote would be black and white, wouldn't it? Inner and outer space are exactly the same. The outside world is rendered inside, even under a scientific materialistic paradigm. And synchronicity is possible because this is you and your fam right here. These four man, right? That's you. That's your mum. That's your dad. That's your sister. Yeah, but secretly, everything is one underneath, and the very thing that is beating your heart and the very thing that is speaking your speak is the very thing that is shining the sun. It's all one. Anyway, to wrap it up, yeah. So this is all. The only reason I was bringing it up anyway is because this is how I know that I was kind of fucked. Because so I got authentic insights, 100%. I know I did. I don't care. It's the absolute truth. Fuck off. Unless I've been brainwashed somehow, like that. I don't know, bro. I'm very skeptical about Leo Gura these days because he's Babylon. Anyway. At one point when I was laying up in bed, tossing and turning in this mad synchronistic thing, I somehow thought about going to the beach with my mother and my family. And I ended up calling my mum on my fucking phone while she's downstairs. And I was like, basically, so I ended up saying, like, let's go to the beach. When are we going to the beach? Admit that we're going to the beach. I thought that God had finally admitted that everything was a play. And I thought that I knew for a fact that we was all going to go to the beach. I remember it now, yeah. Is I realised that everything was no self, like, and everything was like God playing hide and seek with itself. And then I thought, yeah, I thought we were basically going to go to the beach in God realization together. And I was like, let's go to the beach, like, admit it, because I knew that everything was one. But then, like, my mum just, like, was so angry, and I feel so bad for her. Like, my sister messaged me, like, a few days later saying, like, you're scaring mum. It's when I was so far out. And not long after this, I lost my job, I think, because I was actually literally barely stable enough to keep my job. I had to stop working, basically, because I was, like, so astral as fuck. Like, starseed shit was happening to me before that as well. And I just became loose as fuck. But yeah, that's crazy. My mum ended up shouting at me, and I'm like in the car, literally like astral traveling, and I'm like, admit that we're going to the beach. I keep calling her saying, hurry up, let's go to the beach, and like, she's like, the fuck you on about, like, and then like she takes her keys and leaves me in a car. Eventually, I go upstairs and I say sorry, and yeah, I was telling this to a mate the other day, and it's like it's hard to come back from to do that, like, in front of your own mother, and then to wake up the next day and just like I was like wondering if she was gonna think I've just lost my mind forever or something, which I basically have. But yeah, it's just, you know, like, yeah, in the morning I was like, oh, sorry about yesterday. Bit far gone there. There was a lot of fear in this experience. When my mum was shouting at me when I was in the car, telling me to go in, my body was shook. And when I was laying in bed, I had a lot of fear in me and that, and I was going through it. No. One sec, Looney, I'm just gonna go eat some supplements, mate. Hello, Looney. Looney Bubble. I love you. But yeah, I don't know, I was just telling that story just because yeah, the shrooms kind of whacked me up, and like that's what I mean. It's like I had authentic insights. I know I did, and I had authentic energy activations, because there's no question about that. I don't care. But then also delusion, like, slips through the cracks if you're not careful. And I wasn't energetically protected. I wasn't really filled in on a lot of that kind of lingo. Like the Matrix Unveiled School of Mysticism has really helped me with a lot of that shit. I just overdone the psychedelics. But I was in the psychedelic kind of cult of like where people just praise them as God, because they basically are. And fucking... Oh, sorry, Looney. And I was following people like Leo Gura and Terence McKenna, and they do big doses, and that's what I'm on about basically. It's like literally Leo Gura done 5-MeO DMT every day for 30 days. Terence McKenna's done like 8 grams a day for a week straight and shit like that. And that's, you know, and I ended up, and I was listening to Mr. Traumatic a lot. Get that? No wonder I done so many. Mr. Traumatic, like it was programmed into me to be such a virtue to do it. And it was, in a way. I'm glad I did, because it saved my fucking life. If I didn't do it, I'd probably be a proper zombot. Because I was a zombot before I woke up. And so was a lot of my friends. They were zombots, and the shrooms activated them, and now they're awake. To an extent. They're activated. It's weird, though. I have had activations in my life, 100%. But doesn't mean I always embody them in the moment. I do every now and then get swayed and sucked and assimilated into the Matrix in various different ways. So like my supplement that I dropped all of these on the fucking floor the other day and I was vexed, mate. But yeah, that's a bit of a mad story. I feel like I told it in a kind of a weird energy. It's weird because I've been socializing quite a bit and it's like I wonder if the more I socialize, the less, like, maybe I have less... Because when I told that story to my friend about, like, all these mad shroom trips I had when I was, like, the most far gone back in the day, I was so enthusiastic because I'd only just remembered it. I was like, oh, I can't believe I forgot about this, yeah. Like, bro, when I was on 12 grams of shrooms and I fucking... blah 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 blah. I was waiting for my mum to admit that we was going to the beach. I swear I was laughing, man. I was like, I can't believe I used to do that. All right. It's funny. I don't know. Just the way that I spoke the story the other day was just like a different energy. That's all. Anyway, fuck this shit. Basically, I need to stop chatting this gas. Yeah, I was gonna do some press up thing a second ago because I was like, fuck building castles in the sky, let's get practical, get masculine, get embodied. That's what I want to do. I want to turn on the camera and go, I'm done, I've cut the cord, and like show a clear transformation. This video didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. At the beginning. But that's what I was basically just gonna come on here and say, I'm fucking done. But then like talking about it again, it's like, why would I talk about it? Just do it. But yeah, I'm just trying to like, I want to do like a complete. I will dedicate to renovate my whole image, as I said in my Osmosis tune when I was 16, and I did that after I made the tune, and I'm gonna do it again. That's what I'd like to do. I want to like physically like build an eco village. I want to get more refined in my goals and stuff. I want to stop fucking thinking about the past and like, because for me, a lot of it is just there's this urgency for me to move forward. Like, I need to fund my people, my communities and shit. That's it. Like, I need to get money to the conscious rapper community. I need to get like money to all my friends and shit. I need to like save myself. I need to retire my family, and I need to slay the Matrix, and I need to like make all the eco villages and shit. And I got to do the psychedelic awakened shamanism stuff, and I got to keep doing this sort of stuff and fulfilling my life purpose and keep on building more communities and bringing them together and more and more and more, and then like having people meet up and like continue the pattern basically, because I wouldn't have met Quintessence MC if it wasn't for Mr. Traumatic, and people might not meet each other if it wasn't for me, so it's my job to kind of I've been passed the torch to continue on the striving of humanity, mate. Everyone tries their best, bruv, and eventually we will escape the simulation. And me and a conscious rapper community team are pioneering that. So check us out, because we are metaphysically about to break the fucking fourth wall. Anyway, the video is coming up to 1 hour. That sounds good to me, mate. Thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to, I don't know, I need to recover. I fried myself, and I hurt myself with too many shrooms, and like my nervous system needs to like I need to meditate and like love myself. I need self-love, really. I need to heal, and I'll let you know when I get better. But anyway, I'm on my way to doing that. Okay. So, love you. Bye. It's hashtag OXSN.